Anyway, moving on from that weird little thing, let's get into Kayla Knows Nothing. We watched 2 episodes this week, Mockingbird and The Mountain and the Viper, both pretty momentous. Lot to cover. Kayla, where do you want to start?
Let's start at King's Landing.
Let's start it, because I think that's where all the juicy stuff went down. But rather than skip right to the explosion part of it,
Yes.
really quick. So the first episode, Tyrion's trying to recruit someone to fight for him, right?
He's not having much luck.
He's not. People turn him down. Jaime turns him down. Bronn turns him down. Were you mad at either of those people for turning him down?
No. I mean,
Jaime only has one hand.
I don't think I'd want fighting for me anyway.
Right, what are the odds?
Bronn's like, I already saved you once. I'm good. Like, we don't need to do it again.
Remember, and Cersei got Bronn a wife who's sort of
Yes.
rich-ish.
Yes.
And he took the money.
No, I don't blame them at all.
No, neither do I. And
Because
parted
right
on good
after
terms.
that, steps in
Oberyn Martell.
Oberyn Martell.
Who's his family tree. Oberyn
Just
Martell.
casually like, I'll fight for you.
Hashtag deceased.
Oh no, is this an updated one or has that always been there?
It's always been there, you just never noticed it.
I missed it.
I mean, who cares? But yeah, he steps in. Why does he volunteer to fight for Tyrion?
Because Gregor the Mountain Clegane killed his sister and
Killed
his
sister.
father?
No, his sister and his
Sister?
sister's kids.
Okay.
And crucially, his sister, Elia Martell, was married to Daenerys' older dead brother, Rhaegar Targaryen.
Okay.
It's all a vast web. But yeah, so he's eager
He had
to get some revenge.
an ulterior motive.
But it all comes to the same thing. At least Tyrion got someone to fight for him.
Yes.
If only it went better.
This is the worst thing I've seen so far. So this, by the way, is the one episode that I saw, when was this, 2014?
You know better than I do.
2012, 13, 14?
Came out around 14, honestly.
14. That my roommate sat me down and was like, watch this with us. And I was like, okay. And that was why I swore off Game of Thrones after that, because a man's head exploded into bits.
Right.
And I was like, this is gross, I'm done.
Did you react any differently to it now
I
that
kind
you know
of
any
forgot
context?
which one died.
Right.
I knew the head was going to explode, but I didn't know whose. And I knew that something happened where one went down and then it was the other one that ended up dying.
Yes, which he did. I mean, he had him, Kayla. He had
He had him, and he just got cocky, started talking, mouthing off. He just needed like one more stab,
Exactly.
get the job done. By the way, how'd the guy not die with like a knife through his heart?
He's like 7'7" and very strong. I mean, maybe his armor. He's definitely on the path to death. But yeah, it was so close, and he almost had it, and he didn't. Were you mad at him at all? Just kill him.
Yeah, I was. He kept saying he wanted him to confess that he killed his sister and the kids, and he just kept blabbing.
And of course, he dies. That means Tyrion sentenced to death.
Right. That can't happen.
That can't happen.
And I don't think it will.
I mean, it literally can't. It's like, you know he's still alive as he
Right.
gets killed.
And I actually, after this episode, went on IMDb just to double check
I'm glad you're
to
invested.
see how many seasons he is in.
Really fast, what'd you make of that beetle monologue Tyrion had before the fight? It's an interesting little bit that was added in for the show, by the way. I don't think that's not in the books.
So they're talking about a cousin they had that was mentally handicapped,
Right.
and would just kill beetles, like
Over
squash
and
them
over.
all day. And what would he would say something when he did it?
Yeah, whatever.
And Tyrion was like really fascinated by this and wanted to know more and read up on his disability and right.
Yeah.
And just kind of never got the answers, I guess.
Exactly.
He just didn't know why he was doing it.
Yes. So why is that included in here? Why do we got to know about Tyrion's weird, retarded beetle smashing cousin?
I don't know. Because he's trying to make sense of why people kill?
I think that's it. I think this is one of the few, because Game of Thrones isn't really a big on theme, you know? It's mostly story and character and stuff. This is one of the few times they're like asking the bigger existential question of...
Why do innocent people die?
Yes, why do bad things happen to good people, basically?
Okay.
And I think he's asking just, all these beetles die, it's like all the people dying, is there any rhyme or reason to it? And according to them, no.
Jamie's like, this happens all over the world, why are you talking about
Jamie's
beetles
like
dying?
really weirded out, like what, just, you're gonna...
That's what prison will do to you.
Yeah, I suppose if you're
When you
bored
have too
enough
much
talk
time to
about
think.
that. But I think it's interesting because it is one of the few times they kind of engage with the theme of the futility of existence, which is a little bleak.
We went a little deep there.
I think it did. I didn't.
And he didn't get his answer.
Wait, because there is no answer. That's the point.
Oh, okay. I get it now.
Very smart. I mean, that's just my interpretation, by the way. I don't know if that's correct, but that's what I always thought of it as. Moving on, the Vale, big stuff happened here. Sansa building a little snow castle, trying to enjoy herself for like 3 seconds, when
Little brat comes in and kicks
Robin
it down.
kicks it down, and she smacks him across the face. And then Littlefinger comes in, basically says, "Yeah, that's fine. That should have happened a long time ago," which true.
And then
Kisses her.
plants one on her.
Does that change things? Because
yeah.
Because you've been a little like waffly whenever we brought up like, is he into her?
Well, he was in love with her mom, Catelyn,
Yes.
and does not love
Lysa.
Lysa.
Not even a little bit.
Not even. And I think he is, yes, attracted to Sansa.
Obviously, if you planted one on her.
And Lysa saw this.
She
and
totally did.
becomes furious, takes Sansa to the,
Moon door.
Moon door. Basically like holding her over it, yelling at her. And that's when Littlefinger comes in and calms her down. And pushes her down the moon door.
Did you see
Problem
that coming?
solved.
That is a problem solved.
I didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, I know what he was saying to her was a lie, but I didn't know he was going to push her down the hole.
I think he's thinking, I don't know, okay, so she's too crazy to exist anymore. And
She knows too much.
She does know a lot. And if she's going to pull this kind of crap, maybe it's just better if I push.
I didn't hate it.
No, I don't think she was really beloved. And she was going to kill Sansa. So maybe it was best
And she
for
was
her to go.
breastfeeding her son when he was 10 years old.
Yes. A lot of points against her. And then, after that, the Lords of the Vale come up to kind of basically have like an inquest, find out what happened. And what does Sansa do?
She covers for Littlefinger.
She totally covers for Littlefinger.
And I think for a second he thought she was totally going to rat him out because he said that she was someone else. And she was like, he's lying. I'm actually Sansa Stark.
Right.
And so he was like, whew, okay, that lie. But I think they're joining forces now.
Why would she want to join forces with him now? I mean, he saw him push her out a window, and she knows he's into her now.
He's always saved her.
He's
always
saved her.
rescued her and looked out for her.
But he's not a terribly trustworthy person. Again, out window. We know that he killed Jon Arryn, the guy who kind of set off this whole chain of events. He betrayed Ned back in the day. Sansa doesn't know all of that, but she knows enough to be wary of him.
Had a hand in killing Joffrey.
Had a hand in killing Joffrey. He's a sneaky dude.
But he loves her. Is he going to hurt her?
I think that's what she's banking on. I think she's thinking, you're sneaky, but you seem to like me a lot.
So we're good.
So I'm going to risk it.
And then she came out dressed in that really
Kind
pretty
of goth outfit. It's all black.
feathery,
Again, the black.
cleavage showing dress.
It was a little bit risque for Sansa.
It was.
What's that mean to you?
I think they're going to team up together and take on the world.
We'll see what happens. That's the last we see of her in season 4.
Really?
So her coming down the steps in that.
That's it?
That badass goth gown. Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
And now it's for the next chapter in Sansa's life. Arya, though, her sister is still around.
Yep.
And
Killing people.
murdering, just stabbing through the heart. Okay, again, I asked the question: is it too far for you yet, or is she still likable, even though she is just like poking holes people all over the
Still
place?
likable. Maybe not enough respect for life.
I mean, she's killing bad people.
That's true.
That dude was one of the prisoners who like threatened to do terrible things to her back in season 2 with a stick.
Okay.
And she's, keeps on bonding with the Hound, cleaning up his wound, or trying to.
I like them. They're my favorite.
I will admit, I'd forgotten
Duo.
how kind of close they seemed around this point. And then my favorite bit, when they get to the Vale.
This was funny.
It was funny.
I started laughing. He wants to turn her into her aunt, collect the reward, and
who
they're
we've
like,
just seen push through the thing.
they're like, oh, by the way, she died 3 days ago. And Arya just like breaks out into contagious little girl giggle laughter.
Right.
I like that part a lot.
Which just why? Just they've gotten here. They've did
Because
all
it's like
this
been
effort.
one thing after another, and he still hasn't gotten his money, but he's still stuck with Arya.
What now for them? Where do they go? What
That's a
options
good
do
question.
they have?
Well, does she know that her sister's there?
No one knows that.
They can't go into the castle still? They won't let them in at all? They're just like, she's gone?
I don't know if they wouldn't let them, but there's no reason for them to go in now.
So they're just going to turn around after she's that close to her sister?
I don't know. Like, I mean, I do, but what should they do? Should they try to get in? Should they just...
I think they should stay the night at least. Kick their feet up.
Yeah, why
have a warm meal.
Giggle together, work it out, get drunk, something like that.
I don't know where they go from here.
They're kind of adrift, but we'll see. We'll see soon enough.
Parents are dead, aunt's dead.
Oh, also though, remember,
Brother's
where
dead.
are Brienne and Podrick going now? Because they run into Arya's old buddy Hot Pie at the inn.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, he's always great.
They were,
He's
well,
still
they were
making
going
little
to the
cakes.
castle too, right?
Yeah, he said, you know, she's with the hounds, so they know that. They know
Right.
Arya's with the hound, or they figure it out.
He said, well, and then, what's the guy's name?
Podrick, Hot Pie?
The one with Brienne.
Podrick.
Podrick. Was like, you're disclosing too much information to people. You need to, like, lock it up.
Right.
And then he was like, oh, I was friends with her. And she was like, see, told you so.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, he baked her a little hound
a little
bread
wolf cake, I think. Yeah.
loaf. And he was
Very
like,
cute.
will you give this to her if you see her? So
And they decided to go to the Vale, which is where Arya and the Hound are.
are we all going to meet up and have a little party?
So perhaps there'll be an interaction very soon. It's time to try to get people together.
It is.
We'll see in a minute. God, there was a lot that happened in this episode, or these two. Over in the north, Castle Black, Ygritte and the wildlings are going on a rampage through the
They
towns
sure
near
are.
Castle Black. Again, do you have any opinion now at who you'd want to win that clash, Ygritte versus Jon?
John.
Right. I mean, we like Ygritte.
I like it better
always
when they were on
Ygritte.
the same team.
Right. Now they're in opposite teams. She spared Gilly. That was nice of her.
She did. I was surprised. She does have a heart, a little bit.
She does. She had a little baby there.
She was
Yeah,
like, be
she's-
quiet. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen when they have to fight each other.
Next episode is the big battle blowout for that, so we'll see. They would only do one next week. For that, how exciting! The Battle of Castle Black. Where the wild things get there. Marine, also very exciting stuff. Mm-hmm. Daenerys banishes Jorah. Why, and was it the right call?
He gets pardoned.
Well, I mean,
He gets a pardon.
yeah,
And that's what starts this whole thing, right? Because
Well-
the letter comes from
Tywin.
Tywin. I don't think this is the right thing. Because
Why not?
she's obviously very upset.
She's
Once
obviously
she
very upset,
finds
right?
out and was like, so basically you're just here to spy on me and they almost killed me and that's your fault.
I think the clincher was that she found out that he had told him about the pregnancy. So
She
it
was
really
like,
seemed to get her upset.
You tried to drink me to you wanted me to drink poison wine while I was pregnant, and you knew it was poisoned. He was like,
I mean,
but I saved you.
Yeah, he did. He saved the person.
I think this is a bad call
Why?
because he's always protected her and looked out for her,
He has.
and now she doesn't have that.
Yeah,
She has her army, but she doesn't have a right-hand man.
I mean, she has, her slave friends, Graham Missandei. She has Barristan's Tell Me, the elderly night guy. But yeah, I mean, he's been with her the longest.
He's been her rock.
He has been her rock. I agree with you. It reads like she's having a bit of an emotional reaction, and she's
I don't
clean,
think this is going to go well
so-
for her.
In any case, though, he does leave.
Mm-hmm.
Where does he go now? I mean, does he go back to Westeros? He could.
I guess. I don't know where else he would go.
Poor guy.
I feel bad for him because he
Speaking-
loves her.
He does love her so much. And I think she loves him in her own way. Just a queen can't have folk who betray her around her. It looks bad.
Whatever, Dan. Love should prevail.
Love should prevail. But talking about her underlings, Missandei and Grey Worm,
Yeah.
what's going on there?
Grey Worm saw her naked
He did.
and
Remember,
seemed-
he's a eunuch unsullied, so they're not supposed to have feelings,
right, but he does.
apparently. Little ones. Like, you can't stomp them all out. All the feelings.
Yes. And then Daenerys asks if maybe parts of him were left. She's like, I don't know.
Do you want to check? No.
They have a little talk, and he's like, I'm not sorry I saw you naked. She's not sorry he saw her naked. And that's where we're left.
We are left there. Okay, how about this question? How would that even work? We asked the hard questions on this podcast.
Wasn't prepared for that question, Dan.
I don't know how it would work.
mean, there are other ways, I guess. I don't.
There are other things you could do, but and the two of them are so kind of calm waters, and they've been slaves their whole life. They're not used to wanting things or acting on their desires.
Would they be good just like making out?
I don't know. I imagine they have to try a lot of stuff. They have to experiment to find what works for them, if they're even going to try. Mark Carmen is a little perplexed. Are we? Is that what we were talking about? It's hard to tell.
We're talking about, yes.
Sex between a woman and a eunuch man. How would it work?
I think it's great. Keep going.
Okay, that's about it. That's where we are now. We'll have to find out how it happens soon. You will.
Delario Hall says LOL. Lauren Grove says ha ha ha. Julie Davis says I'll check for her.
Oh, good. Thank you, Julie, for checking for us. I bet it can happen. I bet there are like sex experts on like those shows or doctors who could weigh in on this. We'll talk about that later.
Josh Hill knows.
Do you? Josh, how would you do it?
Josh Hill sits in the back. You can kind of see him.
Do they have any sex shops in the Middle Ages?
I mean, like, sex toys are, I believe, like, they're ancient. Like, it's not like we just invented the dildo of the 20th century. Oh, we're all so shocked. I'm not cursing, Dad.
Dan! Daniel Silva wants a shout out.
Hey, Daniel Silva, giving you a shout out.
So does Camellia Booker.
Camellia Booker, giving you a shout out. Anyway, we can move on. But
Okay,
I
thank God.
But this is great. What do you mean? This is the kind of question you would not get asked anywhere else. This show brings that stuff up. Why shouldn't we contemplate the deeper mysteries?
Brooklyn Rose says toys. LOL.
Toys, LOL. Okay.
Lauren Grove says this is why I tune in every Wednesday.
We get to talk about this kind
We
of stuff.
appreciate
It's
your
great.
viewership, Lauren.
No, I think it's ironic that, we're a little more willing to talk about people whose heads get squashed like grapes than we are with this kind of stuff. We're more comfortable with violence in a way than we are with intense sex.
Daniel Silva says yay.
All food for thought. Anyway, I feel like you want to move on, so we can do that.
Do you? Dan, please.
We could do a whole show out this.
Oh,
We could
goody.
get someone on, talk to them like a sex expert. I think it'd be fun. Anyway, I think we're about done. I don't think I'm saying anything out of the ordinary. Anyway, what happened with Missandei and Gregory when they eunuch sex? No, Theon and the Boltons.
Wait, do they hook up though?
I can't tell you that.
Oh, okay. After all that?
I mean, we just kind of the train left the station, just rolled on.
Okay, noted. Moving on.
Yes.
Where are we now?
We're at Moat Cailin in the north, Theon and Ramsay Snow.
Ah, yes.
So Ramsay's plan here, he needed to take back this castle, Moat Cailin, for his father, for the Bolton family, because there are Ironborn people in it.
Okay.
They were still hanging out there. What was his plan?
This actually really bothered me.
Okay, how so?
Because all of a sudden, Theon's basically this vegetable
He is
that goes by what name now?
Reek.
Reek. And all of a sudden, he snaps back to life like a normal person and is having this conversation and goes in with his white flag and tries to take over, saying he's Theon. You can't be like in that state and then be totally fine in the next episode.
Did he snap back to it?
For a little, yeah. And then when he like spit in his face, he kind of got like weird and shaky again.
Yeah, I think he was about to have a bit of a relapse.
But from when his sister saw him and then this episode when it was like nothing ever happened.
Well, remember, this time it was Ramsay. The reason he wasn't willing to go with his sister at all was because
His mental
he's
state
yeah.
was like two different things in one episode versus this one.
I agree with you, but I
How does
also
that
think
just
that
happen?
it's Ramsay. Remember, asked him. Like the Ramsay's
His master.
Ramsay is kind of the cog here. Like the reason he was so, I mean, he's always a little like squirrely now, that he couldn't deal with his sister coming is because he's afraid that it's a trick of Ramsay's. He's afraid that he won't do anything Ramsay doesn't want him to do, because Ramsay's taught him through all that torture and horrible stuff and post-traumatic stress disorder that you do something I don't want to do, you're losing a fingernail, you're losing, I hate to bring this back to this, but your genitalia. You're going to be tortured, you're going to be, God only knows what else he does to him. I think that's why he wasn't willing to go with Yara. If Ramsay is going to ask him, Ramsay, remember I said, I need you to play a role. you're going to be a dude named Theon Greyjoy. That's not who you are, but you're going to play him for
guy
this
is
minute.
Psycho.
He's a little quirky. That was the idea, but apparently you didn't buy that he could snap back or go back.
It was
to that,
like
sink
he
back
had
into that role.
it was basically like he had hypnotized him.
I mean, I also think we should mention that. I mean, he's been tortured to the point where he's like Reek or whatever, but you can't just eliminate an identity completely. I wonder if somewhere deep down he still is Theon.
Oh, I bet you're right.
Maybe he used a bit of that to carry out this mission.
Okay.
To go inside and talk to the Ironborn folk to get him to hand over the castle, which works.
And they killed the leader inside.
Yes, his own men kill the leader inside.
And
which happens a lot with
he
those
was like,
folk.
I promise you guys will be safe and you can escape.
Ramsay promised that, and I'm sure Theon could have predicted that he was going to break it, because he totally breaks it.
Yeah.
He did not let them
the
leave.
man is literally skinned alive
He's
outside.
a really bad person,
He
this
is.
Ramsay guy.
Manipulative, violent, hateful.
Sociopathic, likes to torture.
Sociopathic. Yes, perhaps a serial killer.
If he were alive today, that's what he'd be called, I think.
100%.
We would ping him like that. In the Middle Ages, though, there were nobles who got away with some really crazy crap, because just the police system didn't work the way it did now. It's like they were held to a different standard. You can argue they still are if you're very, very rich, but it's different in the Middle Ages. Like there was one woman, the Countess Elizabeth de Bathory, I think, who was known for taking virgins from the town and bathing in their blood to keep herself young. And no one did anything about it, because she's a noble. What are you going to do?
Yikes.
This kind of stuff, it was horrible, but it did happen.
Lawless.
Well, the law operates really to protect the people at top.
Okay.
Anyway, but he's terrible, but at the end of the episode, he gets a bit of a promotion. What happens?
Oh, you mean Ramsay?
Yeah.
He gets a last name. He's not
He does. He's no longer Ramsay
bastard.
Snow, the bastard. He gets legitimized, which
Ramsay Bolton.
a king can do that.
So
And,
now he probably has more power than he did before, which is scary.
He's now the official heir to kind of the Bolton family.
Okay.
And at the very end of it, where were they going? Did you notice what they were marching to in the distance?
The North?
It was Winterfell.
Oh, Winterfell.
They setting up shop.
Well, I remember him being like, this is 400 miles this way, this is 200
Yeah.
miles this way. Okay.
But at the very end, they were all on their horses marching toward a big old castle, and that's Winterfell. So now it's the Boltons.
Okay.
And that's where we'll leave off. Do you have any final thoughts about anything we talked about this week, Kayla?
This is a fun episode, Dan. I learned a lot.
Fun.
Looking forward to see what happens next week.
Yeah, we'll do one episode. We'll try to get some wine or a giveaway, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because
That'd
we
be
have
fun.
2 in a row of just oneers. And thank you guys for joining us. It's always a blast. And we'll see you next Wednesday at 4.